What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts, starting off with the Dow Jones and then DXY, and of course, Bitcoin. And towards the end of the video, or at the end of the video, we're going to be taking a look at my Binance BNB chart and show you what I've been warning you guys of for about 5 months. Now, what people don't understand a lot of time in markets is they think, when you have targets that they're going to hit that day or the next day. Like, say you have a lower target and then it pumps up a couple bucks and then they're screaming you were wrong. Guys, we've looked at the macro of this market and we've been calling it dead on for over a year. On December 2nd, 2021, I posted a video comparing the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart from the .com bubble and showed you guys what I thought could be a good possibility of us going way down. I took on tons of hate for that, and look where we're at now. It's still playing out. I told you guys to watch for, rallies in the middle of the bear market to get more exit liquidity in, only to go down and make new lower lows over and over again. That's how bear market bubble pop patterns work. We're going to take a look at that, but let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. So the Dow Jones, as you guys know, my next target here is from this right here where we fell out of this triangle. I have a target approximately around 31,000 points, give or take, right in that range. Also, my first target here is going to be looking at this as a possible ABC. That would be looking for a bounce around the 32,250. If we do break through that, our next support is 31,650. We break through that, and the next support is around 30,950 points ish, somewhere in there, right? So I'm still looking for that again, unless we break up above this trend line here. And right now, currently lies around 34,222. Then we can look at possibly the bottom being in for the markets, and we're going to higher highs, right? But I highly doubt it, and I'll show you why. And I'll show you my confirmation points, my they're invalidation points and validation points in these markets. A lot of people are just relying on the 4-year cycle, things like that. But guys, remember, ever since Bitcoin's creation, the traditional markets have been in a bull market. If this is the first time Bitcoin will see traditional markets in a bear market, I've been talking about the biggest money grab in history for a long time. I do believe that's playing out, and I think all the markets are going to go much, much lower, except for the DXY. I think the DXY will pump. It always does when markets crash. Gold crashes with it, silver crashes with it, everything crashes with it, except for the DXY. Let's take a look at what's going on. So that's where I'm at with the Dow. Nothing's changed. DXY, as I told you guys, on the daily chart, we need to hold 104.67. Right now, we're currently back above it, getting above the 200 EMA. As long as we stay above this, our next target for the DXY is 108.54. We got to wick down, hit our 8 EMA, continuing up from here. As long as we can get back above this 200 EMA, hold support, I think we're definitely headed up to here. Does that mean we shoot up there in a day? No. Could we? Yes, but I don't think it's going to be in a day. You can see how long this is a daily chart. Each candle is a day. This takes time, guys. Patience are the best thing you can have in the market, right? That's why when people FOMO in, they get wrecked because they just have no patience. They think they're going to miss out on this huge move, like Bitcoin's going to make a daily candle of $50,000 or something. Guys, you got plenty of time. Don't be impatient. Don't FOMO. Don't get crazy. So looking at this, we've been talking about this all month, right? We closed last month's RSI higher than our prior high over here, right? And that was hidden bearish divergence, which is a continuation of the trend. The trend is down, guys. Look at the chart. The trend is down. There has been no confirmation of a macro reversal yet. No reason to be bullish yet. I showed you guys my validation and invalidation points. We're going to go over them again today. It irks me to see people that really don't understand markets and they're just following crypto. They don't get it, guys. The people to listen to are the people that have been around the markets for a long time and understand how markets work, right? Bitcoin is a market. That's it. Bitcoin's a market. No different than any other market. So the people that say you can't compare apples to oranges, Bitcoin's only got 21 million supply. Guys, that's all just a narrative. Be careful. So if we close the monthly below the 23,327, same thing I've been saying all month, that will confirm this hidden bearish divergence. And what happens with hidden bearish divergence? It continues the trend. The trend is down. I do not think the bottom's in. If we close above this, that doesn't mean the bottom's in either. We have other confirmations. 25.8. I need a weekly open and close above 25.8 to even consider the bottom being in, right? I've talked about this for a very long time. Let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly chart, last week we confirmed our hidden bearish divergence on the weekly because we closed below the 24.3. Just like what's going on with the monthly, right? We've talked about this forever. We got rejected at the 200 and the 55 EMA on the weekly. The 55 EMA is where I need to see an open and close above. I keep it at 25.8. Right now, it's currently lying at about 25.350, right in that range, right? I would have to see a weekly, one candle, open and close above. Oh, yeah. Before I forget, make sure you guys scroll down, smash that thumbs up, help get this video out there if you appreciate the content. Also, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do daily updates here and keep you updated on what's going on with the market without all the hopium and, you know, all the trying to get people fearful that they're going to miss out on this huge bull run when we have not had a macro confirmation yet. I've talked about this for a very long time, right? So all the people that were screaming up here to buy, right? You had BitBoy, Crypto, Moon, Carl, what's his name? George, all them guys just screaming, yup, the bottom's in on every dip here. Buy. Now you're going to miss out on $100,000 Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, it got way down here. They got a little scared. And then you got this pump and there they went again, just like they're doing now, right? Guys, just, you got to be careful out there. You know, I just hate seeing people lose money listening to these guys just constantly screaming the bottom's in. They called the bottom 1 million times last year. They said never below a certain price, never below 50, then never below 40, never below 30, never below 20, right? You hear this stuff all the time. They're so confident and they get their viewers to believe them when really there's no reason to get bullish until the macro shows a reversal. And I told you guys, I'm looking for lower lows unless we open and close a weekly above the 55 EMA. Even if that happens, what if I buy in at between 25 and 30,000? These guys were telling people to buy in from 69,000 all the way down. You'll still be better off in the macro. If it's a true bull run and it's going to be a 4-year cycle, getting in up here is not going to be bad. It's safe, right? It's safer to get in up here. Now, there's still a $31,500 point where in the very bullish case for a massive bull trap, I see it as a possibility, not saying it's going to happen. And remember, guys, none of this is financial advice, but let's take a look at some more things here on the chart, right? So what could this also be here? This could be a reversal diamond forming up here, right? You know, that we could get back up into the, you know, test this 24/7, 24/8 range again to make a diamond here. Not saying it's going to, but these are things to look for, right? So we could get a reversal diamond, something like this. And then that measured move of the breakdown of the diamond would be approximately right around the $18,000 range. And we have other things pointing to that range, right? Let's get into the smaller time frames, but before we do, word from my sponsor, Prime XBT. Definitely check them out if you haven't. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. Look up the difference between A-Book and B-Book exchanges for yourself. I'm not going to go through it all now, but definitely check them out. You can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, natural gas, all types of things from one exchange instead of having multiple accounts, right? Definitely check them out if you haven't. They do have a copy trading section and a contest section where you can learn to use the platform for free. You get free money to play with. But if you win the contests, you get actual tradable funds, and you can win you can actually keep what you win off those trades. So definitely check them out. Use my promo code Savvy50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. Links down below. I'll also leave a tutorial at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Don't forget, we're going to be going over the BINANCE BNB chart too. All right. So let's look at the daily. So here's what I was talking about. If you look at this as a falling wedge right here, the dotted trend line being the top, yellow being the bottom, the measured move would be the widest point of the wedge going to where it broke out, which would have been down here, would get you up to around that 31.5. And then we were looking at this falling channel right here in yellow, and that measured move gets you to the same spot from where we broke out, around 31.5. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going there, but if we do open and close a weekly candle above this 25.8, then yes, I think this is a possibility. Do I think the bottom's in then? No, I do not. I think it's a possibility. Remember, I said if it opens and closes a weekly above 25.8, it's possible. I will start to entertain the idea that the bottom could be in. Does not mean the bottom's in. Like I said, and I'll remain saying the same thing. If we open and close that, I may get into some, positions up here, maybe start buying a little Bitcoin. But if it drops back towards this area to drop below, I would get right back out. Again, I'm waiting for these targets down here. Yesterday, we went over the 22.4 range, which we almost hit back a couple days ago, but that's one of our main areas to watch. It'll also align with the 55 EMA. If that drops below, then our next targets are going to be first this bottom trend line around 22,000. Once we lose that, it'll be also line up with the 200 EMA, would be around 18,000. If we break the 18,000, then we're looking for 13.3. And then, of course, our 85 to 9,500, which I think could be the false bottom. As I've said, since 2021, I think the bottom will be in September, October of this year, possibly between 35 and 4,500. And I stick to that. Although we're still looking for the false bottom, this could end up being the real bottom. If that happens, you're still getting Bitcoin at a lower price if we get there. Now, this is the rising broadening wedge on the 4-hour. We got our bounce right where we were talking about yesterday, around the 23.2. We wicked below it just a little bit. And now we have our resistance at the 23.6. Now, could we spike up, get another high here before coming down? Definitely a possibility. We talked about getting a bounce on this trend line, and that's just going off of these wicks over here, right? We talked about that this whole time. I even drew this in a few weeks ago, or it might have been last week, but whatever. And I told you we would bounce around this area before being able to break it, right? Every time it hits it, it weakens this trend line. So if we break that 23.2, our next support's going to be around 23, maybe bounce around in here for a minute. And then your next real target from this rising wedge up here from the break of it is 22.250-ish, right? But if we break this, and we can move this up today, move this up a little bit. If we break this trend line down here, and if it happened in the next day or two, it would be around 22,000. We would take a measured move from the rising broadening wedge from top to bottom. And we go down to the 22,000. That gets us down to about 17.8 to 18,000, right? If we break this blue trend line, this is what I'll be looking for. And if we do, it could happen pretty quick, not saying a day, but it could happen pretty quick. You see how these are 4-hour candles, how slow and long of a process this is. Now, if we break above this up here, which would be around 26,150, if we break above that and get support, then we start looking for bullish targets. And that would be more in the lines of getting up to around this 30,300. That's the bullish case. But remember, we're looking for confirmations, right? We have not broken the 23.2 yet. Once we do, then I look for these. If we get all the way back up here and break this 26.1 area, then I'll be looking for higher, up to around that 30,000 to 31,500 range, possibly. But again, guys, I just am not seeing it. I think the markets have a long long ways to go. Now let's zoom in to the 4 hour here. Let's see where this 4 hour closes. Will it confirm divergence here, or will it just, you know, moon up past this 55 EMA? Right now, the 55 is lying around 23.6. So, and remember, a open and close above this, then we can confirm maybe some support on the 55 EMA. Could get us up to that 23.8-ish. But let's keep an eye on it. Let's see what happens. And let's look at the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart right here, right? Right here, we had a huge pump. I told you guys how the bubble pop patterns work, and it can be seen in many charts. I'll show you a couple more right after this. You get big rallies after a dump. Everyone gets super bullish, only to make lower lows. Then you get a rally again. Everyone gets bullish. So they end up not selling all the way down. Just like all these big influencers that were telling you 100,000, they didn't sell. They just kept telling you to buy, right? So, and they call themselves experts, yet they've held all the way down. That's not an expert, guys. An expert's not going to hold this all the way down, right? And like I said, they still claim to be experts. Well, if that's an expert, I don't want to be one. Anyway, here we are with our 25.8. This was our invalidation point, was a 55 EMA this whole time, right? It's never changed. Here's your false bottom. This was a 115% rally. And all this is about the same time frame. All the tops and bottoms, I've went over it many times. But if that does play out, like I said, I'd be looking for 35 to 4,500 towards September, October this year. But remember, once we get the false bottom, which is another lower low from this, that could be the bottom, making this the false bottom. So always keep that in mind, although I do think we'll go much lower. As you can see, here's a Nintendo bubble pop pattern, right? Same pattern. You can see here was this bear market rally. Everyone got bullish. This one actually hit above the 55, but this was a much longer process, right? But nevertheless, you get your rally. This was a 65% rally. In Bitcoin, we've had a 65% rally. Same type thing, guys. Just a bear market rally. Nothing different. A market is a market. You can say Bitcoin moves a lot faster, but if we go back to Amazon, it's playing out the exact same time frames. You know, I don't know. All right, here's Sony. Same thing. Here was a 85% rally before a lower low, right? And then you had another big rally right here, which was about 100 and some percent before a lower low. Bubble pop patterns always look the same. If you don't think this is a bubble pop pattern, I don't know what the hell you want to call it. It's a bubble pop pattern. All right. If you guys want to see the Binance chart, we're going to go into that. But first, I'm going to show my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. Definitely check it out. There's a link down below. Lots of cool stuff on here. She does it all herself. This was the hottest seller right here. This is the Divergence cheat sheet mouse pad. Definitely check it out. But lots of cool stuff on here. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. Family pictures on glass, whatever. Definitely check her out. I appreciate all the support. Here is FTX over here. Now, not just FTX. Luna made the same thing. All the bubble pops in the alts do the same thing, but this shows me that trouble is coming for Binance, guys. We've talked about this I started talking about this way back here before we broke this around May of 2022, right? That I think Binance could be in some big trouble. Now I know things come out and then and I'm not saying anything other than the charts are showing Binance could be in big trouble. That's all I'm saying. I read the charts and the charts are telling me Binance is not in a good place, right? So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the likes. If you guys didn't enjoy the video, make sure you smash the likes and leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Also, share the video, get it out there. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.